It's time for the commercial break section of the show, the Rest Hold. If you don't know what that means, basically it's just where we break down all of the different things that are going on for the promotional side of Smark Out Moment for the week, but I also throw in a couple extra segments that don't have a home elsewhere on the show. And before we get into a lot of those things, I want to mention something right off the bat that I mentioned before. You might have seen it, you might have already actually done it, but if you haven't, I want to make that well known. I got a poll up on Smark Out Moment right now. It's one of those Google forms where I can get your feedback on how I can improve Smark Out Moment and Smack Talk in the future. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure you fill that out, and I will take all of that feedback into consideration and try to make Smack Talk even better for 2016. But let's get into the regular stuff here, the outside interference articles for the week. Now, since we're recording this early, the only article that I do have up already is the one about the superstars missing from the TLC card. But later on, I'm going to have another article about why TLC shouldn't even be a pay-per-view next year. Going to do my usual breakdown of the top stars of the night, my predictions for that. And of course, because the pay-per-view is coming up, I'm naturally going to have my Bleacher Report stuff at the end of that pay-per-view, breaking down the biggest stars of the night that actually did happen from my point of view, and the biggest highlights and low points as well. So go to eWrestling News and Bleacher Report to check out those things, and you can find links all over the place on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course the homepage of smarkoutmoment.com underneath the section that says Outside Interference. That takes us into Smark My Words, the highlight of the week when it comes to your comments that you guys have left on all the different ways that you can tell us to smark your words, which this week it goes to Kriton EL Daemon for his comment where he was leaving some opinions about what he'd like to see happen with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens leading into the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Cool ideas that I'm totally down for. So, you know, not only is the Smark My Words about funny things, it's also about some cool ideas that people are bringing out there and some suggestions of what they'd like to see in the future. Kriton wins it for this week, and thank you to not only Kriton, but everybody else who participated in the conversation. So if you want to be eligible for next week's Smark My Words, check the YouTube screen right now. You'll see a list of all the different things that I choose from, including our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/themegamaniacs. That's where we goof off throughout the week, so if you're on Facebook, make sure that you join us there. Over the next few weeks, I'll be backlogging all the things that you guys send in for our monthly mailbag. The December edition is going to be coming up in episode 214. That's very, very soon, actually. It's going to be the last episode of Smack Talk for the year outside of the awards. So I'd really like to get a lot of different questions out there. And if there's anything wrestling related or not that you want to pick our brains about, then you can send them in through a lot of different methods. Of course, the easiest one is the email contact form on smarkoutmoment.com itself, or you can send us a tweet, or you can leave a comment below on YouTube. Sometimes those kind of get lost in the shuffle though, so the best bet is always the email form. And if there's anything that you want us to talk about, all you gotta do, ask us a question and we'll answer it. If you happen to be going to a wrestling event of any kind anytime soon and you want to show your support for the website, don't forget about the Sign Me Up initiative. If you bring a sign that says Smark Out Moment to that event and take a picture or a video of yourself and send that to me, I'll give you a spotlight on the website and on the next episode of Smack Talk. And if you want to help us out on the monetary side of things, there are 3 ways in which you can toss some spare change our way. You can hit up the PayPal donation button at the bottom of smarkoutmoment.com or the fan funding module on our YouTube channel, or you can become a patron at patreon.com/smarkoutmoment. And I'm going to give a shout out to the 2 guys that are our regular patrons, Robert Galera and Caleb Wiggins, for helping us out with what's in their wallets. And of course, we greatly appreciate all the things that those 2 guys do and everything else that you guys do to help us out. And don't forget that there are other ways that you can help us out too by giving us a like, a follow, a favorite, a subscribe, or whatever happens for the different social media platforms that are out there. Share us with your friends and your family. All that stuff greatly helps. And that applies to the stuff that's outside of Smark Out Moment too, like Fanboys Anonymous. If you want to hear our opinions about movies, video games, comic books, etc., 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 go to fanboysanonymous.com. It's Star Wars month, so if you're a Star Wars fan, you definitely can't miss out the different stuff that we've got going on there. Subscribe to us on Facebook, Twitter, iTunes, Stitcher, and youtube.com/fanboysanonymous. Keep your eye out for the All Talk Show, because with the holidays coming up soon, you never know when it might pop up. You can find that all at All Talk Show all over social media. And lastly, if you want to join the Smark Out Moment team as a writer, an editor, or something else for that matter, send in your application using the contact form of the website, and I'll get back to you with more information as soon as I can. And that'll do us in for the rest hole for this episode. We got TLC to start predicting, so part 4 is coming up next. Click on that if you're on YouTube. If you're on iTunes and Stitcher, then you're just going to hear me talk again in a few seconds. Stay tuned, everybody.